Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Pancadasi, chapter 4, Dvaita Vivek, verse number 41. And what we have seen is that making your mind empty is not equal to realization, first thing. As much as yoga abhyas and chitta vritti nirodha is important, but after that recognition of the self is also very important. And one more thing that we learned in the last few verses was that for the thought to appear in the mind, you need two ingredients. One is the conscious entity must be there, and the second, the objective world has to be there. If the objective world is not there, no thought is possible. If the conscious entity is not there, no thought is possible. So the point that is being made is that we have to handle our mind. The thoughts coming in the mind are not created by the Lord. They are your own creation. See? And you are getting caught up in them. And in this way, release from manasik dvaita's bondage cannot be achieved through such struggle and forced effort, but only by totally erasing all impressions from the mind. And how can all the impressions from the mind be removed? How? You will say, oh, I have to do it. And how do you do it? You do pranayam, you do japa sadhana, you do various different sadhanas. How does the mind how do you remove the thoughts from the mind? Come in.
Exhausting all the...
How do you exhaust all the impressions from the mind, the subconscious impression?
By turning your attention on the conscious.
Correct. No amount of... Sit comfortably. Take the cushion off and be comfortable.
I'm missing.
No, you will not miss. I'll repeat.
Sit in the cushion.
Okay. No amount of self-effort is going to erase all the impressions from the mind. You can come to a certain level. What is that level? To make your thoughts sattvic. That much you can do. But sattvic thoughts is not equal to to no thoughts. Is not equal to realization. You see? So the only sure way, the only sure way of eradicating all the impressions from the mind, because of which we are suffering the pangs of duality, is by turning the attention of the thoughts to the conscious principle, to the self. Or to the God also, no problem. Even turning to God also, no problem. And that will ensure the cleansing of the subconscious mind. Listening to this, if you come to, if you take the lecture from the Sunday morning class, what is being told there? What are you trying to clean? You are trying to clean that which does not exist. Dhaneshwar Maharaj, he is saying ignorance, khandana. Ignorance, there is nothing called ignorance. So you are trying to make the mind single pointed, you are trying to go from tamasic to rajasic thoughts, rajasic to sattvic thoughts, you are using the words, the name of the Lord, the remembrance of the divine theme, and shifting your attention. We say change the direction, change the quality, and change the quantity of the thoughts, isn't it? Thoughts are words, and you are using all those technologies to remove what? To remove the ignorance so that you can be one with yourself. But Jnaneshwar Maharaj says there, have you ever stopped and thought, is there anything called ignorance? All the sadhanas, all the scriptures, all the techniques, all the words, all the concepts, all the ideas are an effect of the cause called ignorance, isn't it? And if that is so, whether you call it ignorance, whether you call it maya, whether you call it prakriti, it's the effect of that. Effect can never remove the cause. From the effect you can come to know that there is a cause, but effect can never remove the cause. Because it is also a product of that cause. The ocean itself expresses as many waves the effects. Wave can never remove the ocean. Wave can never remove the ocean.
But this point can only be if from the point of view of the from the point of view of the consciousness that he is saying that there is nothing else.
So what are we studying?
Yes, but sometimes when you are steeped in ignorance, then nothing.
Don't justify you are steeped in ignorance. If you accept that you are steeped in ignorance, you are steeped in ignorance. But you take Amrit Anubhav, you take Panchadashi, continuously our mind is being guided to this point of recognition that there was never a moment that you were ignorant. There was never a moment that you were ignorant. You have always been the conscious principle. But for some reason, you have started taking yourself to be the body. We function through the body. But what did we say last time? But we function as the body. That is the big problem. If you analyze yourself, every experience will tell you a little bit analysis. Just sit quietly and watch yourself that you are functioning through the body, breath, mind, intellect. Without you, the conscious principle, the knower, the observer, the witness, these things cannot function. And yet, if we say yes, and then very next moment, we start functioning as the body. Isn't it? This has to be cut. And that cutting will not take place by just merely coming to satsang and merely taking it all very casually. You have to take it coolly. Not casually, coolly. You can't be serious about it, because the more serious you will become, then you will feel like doing something more to remove this. And the moment you start feeling that I have to do something, you are again caught up in that cycle. Vedanta is the art of recognizing that you have always been, you always are, you always will be. There has never been a moment, ever, if you analyze your experiences from childhood till now, whether it is the body, whether it is your growth, whether it is your emotions, whether it is your ideas about anything, you have never got attached to the body, breath, mind, intellect. They have always been the equipments which are functioning in your presence, but you have never functioned as them. You have always functioned through them. if you analyze it, if you look at yourself a little bit. But this misunderstanding, this self-forgetfulness, this non-recognition of the very facts in front of you, that you have never been attached, but we don't give heed to them. We give heed to what we have been doing all the time, from childhood till now. That is, living in attachment to the body as the body, living in attachment to the breath as the breathing organism, living in attachment to the mind and intellect as the feeling and thinking personality. And that is this ghost, the ego. That is not you. So this was told. So if this is the so just by controlling the mind you cannot come to know the reality. You have to know the self. So here now we are coming to the verse number. We have to start from 41. In 40 he says, what is the approach to gain this Brahmajnana? Brahmajnanam. What is the approach? What attitude, what aptitude, what yukti, what readiness, what capacity, what ability I need in order to realize this self that I am? So here it is told, anivrutte sasrishte, anivrutte sasrishte, dvaite tasya mrushatmatam, dvaite tasya mrushatmatam, bodhva brahmadvayam bodhum, bodhva brahmadvayam bodhum, shakyam vastvaikyavadinah, shakyam vastvaikyavadinah. It is possible for the followers of the Advaita Vedanta to know Brahman even without the disappearance of the world of duality, having once ascertained its illusory nature. Is it not possible for the ocean to know that it is essentially water in spite of all the waves that are appearing on its surface? It is possible. So, does the ocean realize the water after all the waves have been subsided?
They'll never subside.
Why? Because the waves on the ocean have been born out of the bliss, out of the fullness that the ocean is experiencing. See? It's not out of likes and dislikes. It's out of the bliss. And therefore, we don't need to deny the world. The world is divine. Our interpretation of the world in our mind is the problem. Someone told me yesterday, probably yesterday, day before yesterday. Swamiji, someone is talking behind your back. They are speaking like this, but they are falling at your feet. I am sick to my stomach that they can speak like this and then they fall at your stomach. Not fall at your stomach, fall at your feet. How hypocrite. I said, why are you disturbed? Let them be. You see me disturbed? It doesn't happen. How does it matter? Who are we going to change out there in the world? We can't. We can only, now she has given, I could have said, this is a hypothetical situation. If I had said, Ocha, who is that? Tell me. It's very interesting. I would love to know. And what did they say? Tell me what did they. Okay, don't tell me the name. Tell me what they said so that I can be careful next time. Where is it leading? To fear. See? Where will that fear lead me to? To agitation. Where will that agitation lead to? Always be on my guard. Who is taking advantage? Who is saying, who was that person? Who was that person? Eh? Living hell. But instead, what should be our approach? The world has always been like this. The world has always been like this. Someone will praise today, someone will not, will insult you tomorrow. Someone will give you food today, tomorrow they will say, Swamiji, don't come. I don't have time today. It's possible. So we put them into a box? Oh, she insulted. Insulted who? Not the person. The insult was felt by the ego. Isn't it? Insult was felt by the ego because ego had the expectation that this is not the right behavior towards a Swami. Isn't it? So this way we must, the world has always been like this. Difficulties, opportunities come in your life only to move you forward in life. And the whole world is a Leela of the Lord. Stop thinking me against them, likes and dislikes. This group versus that group. It's enough. Enough of that. So where does the delusion appear? Delusion appears in the perception of the world. The world is perfect because the world came out of the material called divinity. The creator of that world was also the divine himself. So out of himself he created the world. But how are you perceiving it? That perception is the faulty perception. And what happens as a result of purifying your mind, etc., with coolness, when your mind becomes calm, initial stages, you will be able to see that, hey, I am not the one who I was thinking I was. So that yoga sadhana should go on the side. But at the same time, understanding should also be there that maybe I am not fit to do yoga sadhana at this moment in my life. You should never start pranayam and tratak exercises late in life. It's more damaging because body does not have the energy to handle that energy. So Vedanta is best. Understand. Chant the name of the Lord is best. Recognize. Vedanta only says recognize yourself. They are not saying to change anything. Wherever you are, in whatever situation you are, with whatever relationship you are, in whatever difficulties you are, in whatever wealth you are, in success you are, wherever you are, recognize yourself. That's all. The real you. And for that, nothing needs to be removed. And if this continuous attempt by you to recognize yourself in spite of everything continues, and you remember this point at the time of death when you are breathing your last, liberation is guaranteed. Because that last thought is taking you back to yourself, and that's what is required. So again and again, remember that who is the real one. Then what should be done by the study of scriptures, okay. So here he says that it is wise to accept it all as Ishvara Leela and concentrate the attention on removing the Dvaita in oneself. So on one angle, on one hand, the mind has got multitasking capacity. You are you are cooking food, but you are keeping an eye on the children also. You are planning for the marriage also, for your kid's marriage. You are thinking about your grandson also. You are thinking about things to do today, tomorrow, day after. All those lists are going through your mind, and you are cooking here, or you are lawn mowing. So multitasking is possible. Exactly the same way. Let one part of your, just like your one part of your mind is planning for the future, let one part of mind, which is the major part, contemplate and take the position of the totality. And what is that? Everything in this world is the Leela of the divine. Nothing can be done about it. What is going to come next into my life, I cannot dictate. What is not going to come in my life in the next moment, I cannot dictate. Because we don't have any control over the world, isn't it? Then why do we try to manipulate it so that the world starts behaving the way we want it to? But this is what everyone is trying. You can't. Then where is our control possible? If it is not possible on the world, because it's the Lord's world, then where is the control possible? On the mind. That's the only place. I have got no control over you coming in this class or not coming in this class. Agree? I'm taking just you as an example. I got no control. If you did not come, do I go, oh, she has not come last time also, then she has not come last time also, hope she is well. Suddenly thought goes in that direction. If she has come, then it will go, it's talking to you right now, isn't it? So do I have control over you coming or not coming? Nobody. You don't have control over which car is going to come and honk from behind or put a dent on your car. You park everything, the car is perfectly parked in the car park, and you go back and you come back and there is a dent or a scratch. Was it in your control? No. So I'm giving you one or two examples, but ad infinitum. Nothing in this world can be controlled. Frustration of the people, agitation of the people, depression of the people, all these shuns are only because the individual is trying to control the world. He is trying to control the world. Let it be a grandchild, let it be your children, let it be your husband, wife, your finances, your superannuation, your bills. If you're trying to control them, it will lead to frustration. It will lead to agitation. It will lead to judgment. Why these people don't understand that the bill goes up and they have to use less water and put the lights off. Everyday dialogue. Then where is the control possible? On our mind. So if we are alert, am I becoming agitated? Am I becoming disturbed? Okay, immediately, if that is, the control is possible on the mind if you are alert about it, isn't it? If you are vigilant. Am I in the reactionary mode or am I in the responsive mode? See? Accept everything, reject nothing, retain nothing. So, two things. Excuse me. और बिंदीज हेयर आ रही है.
Do you want a tissue?
On the table. So nothing can be done about the world, the physical world. No, just bring the box because I can't keep it here somewhere. But we can do something with our mind. Then what should be done? The teacher answers to this question. The teacher answers. What should be done? Again the question you are asking, what should be done? Yeah. But if you are still caught up in that frame of mind that something needs to be done, this is what you need to do. And what is that? By the study of the scriptures, by the upadesha of the Guru, by knowing one's own essential nature, one should transcend the jiva dvaita. The duality that is created by the mind needs to be transcended. And to transcend the duality of the mind, we have already told you, either you can chitta vritti nirodha, then swarupe adhishtanam, or take the position of the ocean. You don't need to remove the waves, you need to only recognize that you are the witness or the observer. The more times you keep coming back, to that extent the mind will start emptying itself. Because the momentum for the mind is gained by us getting attached to the thoughts in the mind. Isn't it? Like the electricity gets attached to the motor in the fan. The moment it gets attached, when you flick on the switch, the momentum makes the fan run. But when you switch it off, the electricity is no longer attached to the motor in the fan. And from that moment on, the momentum of the fan is still there, but it will slow down eventually. And through study of Vedanta, this is what is happening. You may not realize, but over the years, this is what it will lead to that, and it is taking place. That the more we stand apart as an observer, to that extent the mind starts slowing down. Now this is told in this 41st shloka. Pralaye tannivrittau tu Guru Shastradya Bhavatah Virodhi Dvaita Bhavepi Na Shakyam Bodhumadvayam. In total dissolution, although there is complete absence of the world of duality, however, due to the absence of scriptures and teacher, one is not able to realize the non-dual Brahman. Where does this happen? Sleep, total dissolution. Another place? Samadhi. There also the mind is totally dissolved. Whenever you get stunned, the mind becomes completely empty. You want to think also, you can't think. But that is not equal to a realization. On the contrary, the Ishvara created Dvaita is in actuality a boon for the seeker, not an obstacle. This is now stated. So recognize that even if complete absence of duality is there, it is not equal to knowing the self. Because knowing the self will only happen when multiplicity and zerocity both are being observed. See, until and unless when the mind becomes zero, this is what is called the total dissolution of the mind. When the mind becomes zero, before the last thought before it becomes zero, what is it? If it is not that of the reality, it will realization will not take place. It will not take place. Then such a person, just like he every day we go into zero state in deep sleep, next day we wake up. Again tomorrow night, tonight also we will go to zero state in deep sleep. Tomorrow again we will wake up. Again we will wake up. And this has been going on. So where is the question of realization? So also a person who goes into samadhi, he may go into samadhi on a daily basis. Some people go for 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 21 days. But they come back. And when they come back, the world is still there for them. People are still there for them. Because if they had realized, if they had come to know the self, then the urge to go back into samadhi would not have been there. See, I am taking a different position. The urge can be that you want to remain in that state again and again. As long as this desire is there, it can lead to agitation again. Samadhi will go away. See? Because this, you for some reason, for little bit you sadhana you did, or some sadhana you did, and you find yourself in deep meditative poise, and next day you try, you are not able to go. Next day you try, you are not able to go. Third day agitation started. Why am I not able to go? Where am I going wrong? See? So self-realization is totally something different. Swarupe adhishthanam, abidance in yourself as the self, is the realization. Now don't think, oh, abidance in the self as the self, that means I am free of the body, breath, mind, thoughts, ideas, concepts, etc. No. Once you are fully abiding in the self as the self, after that, only self remains, nothing else is there. Then nothing else remains. Eyes may see, ears may hear, mind may think. All this will go on because it will not stop. But your realization or your abidance, your enlightenment makes you cognize that everything and everyone is nothing but I. That comes about. Okay? That comes about. And this is not, here it is told that this is not possible to come to abide in yourself. Very rare few are there who can do it on their own, but without the proper study of scriptures, many people study scriptures. In Melbourne itself, I know so many people, this is the time, these times are such. So many people are running classes. So many people are running classes. See? And they put their take on it. See? Self-proclaimed teachers. Even after teaching so many years, I never say that I am anyone's teacher. I still consider myself to be my teacher's disciple. I am still a student. See? So, scriptures need to be studied not from yourself, not by yourself, not through the books. Scriptures need to be studied under a teacher. Which teacher? Who has known under that teacher. And any text you do, any analysis you do, or any new text that you take, always study under a teacher and then apply it in your daily life. So what is the first step? Study the scriptures to make that the words of the book or the text or the scriptures palatable is done by the teacher. And then what those words are telling, recognize yourself. That teacher cannot do for you, nor the scriptures can do for you. That you have to do yourself. It is not Wednesday to Wednesday. In Gita class, someone said, in whose house it happens, he said, Swamiji, when our Guru has told us that we must take one chapter from Bhagavad Gita and study. They have some other Guru. I said, so study. And now we are on the 7th chapter in their house. We started from the first. He says, when I am listening to you, everything is crystal clear. Everything is crystal clear. Everything falls, the blocks are falling in their place. But because my Guru has told, I have chosen chapter 6 and his wife has chosen chapter 5, for example. I don't know what chapters they have chosen. And when they start reading Jnaneshwari by themselves, the mind goes everywhere. They are not able to recollect everything that was told. There are still many gaps to be filled. They can understand that they are missing some point here, but what is that point, that is not becoming clear to them. See? Why is that happening? Mind is not single pointed. Mind is not pure. The conviction in the mind that I don't have time, I need to understand once and for all.
They go through it as the mind instead of going from the consciousness part of it. So it will not. If you study from the consciousness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a practice to take everything from the point of view of consciousness. But frankly speaking, from consciousness point of view, there is nothing else to take point of because it alone is what you can do. It is maximum as a witness. That also is a happening. You cannot become a witness. You can create conditions within your mind so that witnessing happens. Then what do I do? Witness also I can't be. All you can do is prepare your mind. And while you are thinking, you know, you are knowing, you are observing, you are witnessing that the thinking is taking place, isn't it? Even right now. That inexplicable the force, then uncatchable observer. Because we know there is someone who's observing, but we are so addicted to thinking in our mind that we want to think and find out who is this fellow. But it is you who is observing. Accept it. That there is no other observer outside. It's not an observe. To be a witness is not an idea in the mind. It is not a thought in the mind. We use the word witness, but only that we use it to indicate. I use the word Lata or Louis or Lalita to indicate. See? It defines, if the moment I take a particular name, uh, an idea comes what it is, isn't it? So what is the idea about witness for us? That it is beyond the mind, that it has always been the observer, that it is not attached to anything, isn't it? These are the qualities that we have put to it. But it is not an object to be comprehended by the mind. It is not an object to be comprehended. But any time you are thinking, make this into a game. Any time that you are thinking, you know you are thinking. Any time you are thinking, you know you are thinking. Thoughts are coming in the mind. You know it. And do this right now, not afterwards. Be aware of that. Be alert about it. And that's it. Nothing else needs to be done. Nothing else needs to be done. So whether you are listening, whether you are speaking, whether you are seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, let everything go by. Everything is appearing as a thought in your mind. Even when your eyes are closed, you are thinking, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to say this, now I'm going to, what should I say in meditation? Acha, I'm going to observe. You know you are observing. Otherwise, how could you say that, oh, not this, not that, I'll think about, I say something else. So just stop your breath for a second. Be absolutely sure that you are the observer of all the thoughts in your mind. It has always been like that. It has always been like that. And if you keep this, thoughts will go away. But the moment this observer puts on the hat of a teacher, more thoughts will come in the mind. The moment this observer puts on the hat of a son, more thoughts will come in the mind. The moment this observer puts on the hat of being a student, more thoughts will come in the mind. The moment this observer, witness puts on the hat of being the doer, being the thinker, being the feeler, more and more thoughts will appear in the mind. Remain apart, don't comment. The moment you comment, a chain of thought is created. Just so, but you know how we have been brought up? See no evil, hear no evil, talk no evil, isn't it? That means keep the world at bay. Shama, Dhamma, Uparama. Huh? Shama, control your mind. Dhamma, control your senses. Negativities are there. If you can't help it, close your eyes. Close your senses. So that the impact of duality, impact of the world enters through your senses. And if you are not able to control your mind, control your senses. It is helpful, no doubt. It is helpful. But we are talking from a totally different level. Totally different level. You will find the more you remain as the witness, the more you become अग्रसर होने को क्या बोलते हैं?
Forward.
The more you are working towards creating a condition so witnessing can happen, you will recognize that the senses have automatically been controlled without you even thinking about them. Your mind is automatically becoming less thoughts, the direction is changing, the quality is changing. Automatically it will start happening because your goal is not the world, your goal is the self. All you have to do is, he is the master controller. So you think of the master, everything will be under control. Remember, this chapter began with Ishvara Srishti and Jiva Srishti. Nothing can be, that's what they are saying. Nothing can be done about the world that has been created by the Lord. If nothing can be done, then why do you pursue it? Why do you try to control it? Why do you want to change it? You did not create the mother. The woman. You did not create the husband. But whole life goes only controlling the husband and husband trying to control the wife. See? It's a foolhardy chase. Instead, we must control our mind, not the husband. You control the mind by contemplating on the self, husband automatically gets control. How? Experiment and find out. On the contrary, the Ishvara created Dvaita is in actuality a boon for the seeker, not an obstacle. This is now stated. Abadhakam sadhakam cha dhakam sadhakam cha Dvaitamishvara nirmitam apanetumashakyam cheti astam tadadvishyate kutaha The Lord's creation is never an obstacle for knowing the non-dual Brahman. Nay, it is an asset to gain Brahma-jnana. Further, it is impossible to negate. Therefore, let it remain as it is. Why should one hate it? Many Vedantis we come across, they say, Jagat Mithya. Jagat is not Mithya. Which Jagat is the illusory Jagat? That they are not clear. This was my problem also. Initially it sounded very right. It's the internal world which is Mithya, not the external world. The external world is perfect. It is your take, your thoughts, your ideas, your inverted vision about that divine world which is the problem. I keep saying the world is the same. Pessimistic finds only problems in this world. In the same world, the optimist only finds opportunities in this world. Still the same world, a realized master sees only perfection. So is the problem in the world or in the attitude of the mind? See? Where is the change? The world has, for all the three are living in the same world, isn't it? Ishvara nirmitam dvaitam abadhakam, meaning the God, the Ishvara has created the duality which he has created, that is not an obstacle to your realization. And the example I gave before, the Ishvara, the ocean, created the duality called the waves, multiple waves. Are they an obstacle for the ocean to know that he is water? No. Similarly, the duality which appears in the world should not be an obstacle. Instead, we are don't see evil, hear no evil, talk no evil, only good. So now good versus bad, you run away from the bad, you are afraid of the bad, and you are attracted by the good. How long will you keep running away? Indra is always running away from, always trying to control the asuras, the baddies. We are not here to fight with good and evil. No, they will go beyond them. In the world there is no, everything that is existing in this world is created by the Lord. We are not here to judge that this person is good, that person is bad, this person is in the middle. And who are you? The one who gives them names. Good, middle and bad. Did a God appoint you? No. Nothing can be done. The points given here by Swamiji are that the world of plurality has been created out of joy and abundance. By whom? By the Ishvara, by the Lord. He did not create it out of frustration. The husbandhood or the wifehood has come out of frustration, out of attraction, out of desire, out of attachment, out of dutifulness towards the parents. Think. So your creation of wife, husband, daughter, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, friend, everything is not born out of bliss but out of desire, out of feeling of incompleteness, if I can use that word. Actually that is more appropriate. Out of this feeling of incompleteness, our mental duality has started. But Lord has not created the world out of feeling of incompleteness. Lord has created the world out of His fullness, out of His bliss. Remember once, I don't know which text, we gave this example. The waves on the river are born out of the desire of the waters wanting to meet the ocean. Isn't it? But the waves born on the ocean are not born because of any desire. Where will the ocean go? Wherever it goes, it is. Isn't it? This is the difference. So the Lord's creation is out of fullness, completeness, out of joy, out of bliss. And Jiva's creation is out of lack, which leads to desire, which is because of incompleteness. So in order to fill this emptiness within himself, he keeps taking different roles, keeps creating different relationships, keeps collecting objects, etc., etc., etc. So he feels that he is secure, he is full. He wants to fill himself up. Even if you take the whole world and fill yourself with it, still the emptiness will remain. In Taittiriya Upanishad it comes, the Anand Mimamsa is there. In that it comes that the joy of, imagine the joy of one person who is living on this planet, who is the emperor of this, the sole ruler of this planet, and no person on this planet is unhappy with him. He has the love of all the subjects. There are no wars. He has got no, he's not getting old. He's not getting his his physique is absolutely fantastic. He has got, and every girl wants to marry him. He has got all the wealth. He's not in lack of anything. His joy is minuscule. 100 times the joy of such a person who is the emperor of this, a very happy, contented emperor of this earth. 100 times the joy of him is the joy of a musician. Gandharvas. 100 times the joy of the musician is the joy of Indra. 100 times the joy of Indra is the joy of the abode of the ancestors. And it goes on till it reaches Brahmaji, the Satyalok. So what are we? We will never be able to fill this emptiness, even if we have the whole world to fill it. This emptiness will get filled up only by a realization of the divinity that we essentially are. So the first point was that the world of plurality has been created out of joy and abundance. Second point, that the Lord's creation is beyond the realm of cause and effect. The Lord's realm is beyond the realm of cause and effect. What does this mean? That the creation of the Lord is beyond cause and effect. How can there be cause and effect? If Lord himself is the cause and Lord himself is the effect, because he created the creation out of himself, how can there be duality there? It is not possible, isn't it? But then we see the duality, we see the differences, because our vision is corrupted. We have not come to that level of clarified vision. When do you take the butter off the gas? When it has become clarified. What happens when it becomes clarified? You are able to see the base of the pot. Was that capacity to be clarified butter not there in the butter? It was always there, but it was frozen. And as it keeps melting and melting and melting and melting, first it becomes, there's still blobs in there, and then it becomes murky, then it slowly it starts becoming clear. And when it becomes golden clear, you know it is time to take it off the gas. Exactly the same. Our mind is also exactly the same. We have to bring it to a level of clarity. Right now it is too murky, with too much information. That may be necessary. Till we think it was necessary, it was coming to us. But some of us who have been at Pancadasi for so many years, Amrit Anubhav, where all our concepts are being taken away, listening is one thing, collecting information is another. You listen, and at that very moment, you are not listening to collect information anymore. You are listening to be, so that it transports you every moment. Every verse is able to transport you to yourself. फिर मजा आया जीने का. That's why we take satsang. That's why it does not matter who comes or who doesn't come. We continue. Nothing to prove to the world. Nothing to prove to the world. It's for the inner joy. That the Lord's creation is beyond the realm of cause and effect. Cause and effect can be deep sleep state is the cause, waking and dream is the effect. But can we say ocean is the cause and wave is the effect? Can we say? Can we say the gold is the cause and ornament is the effect? Can we say that? We use these words. Can we say that? Sun is the cause and day and night is the effect. Can we say that? Or can we not say that? I'm asking.
We can.
Remember the statement. What is the statement? The statement is the Lord's creation is beyond the realm of cause and effect. Now, in that light, you look at these 2-3 examples that I gave. The sun is beyond the day and night. It may support the appearance of day and night, but from the sun's point of view, there is nothing called day and night. The gold may support the various ornaments, but from gold's point of view, there are no ornaments because everywhere he alone is. Isn't it? Getting the point? The ocean may support all the waves, but because he is supporting all the waves, he does not become all the waves. He is beyond, he is the waves, but he is much more than the waves, isn't it? And because he is in and through, if the cause and effect is there, then the ocean will become miserable if one wave becomes less or one wave dies. He will become elated if another wave appears. But ocean is always the same, allowing as many waves to come, as many waves to die. Gold is always the same, neutral, witness, unaffected, undisturbed. Whether it is as many ornaments may come or as many ornaments are melted, it does not get disturbed. Sun also does not get disturbed. Let as many days and nights come and go, how does it matter to the sun? Now apply it to yourself. This is Ishvara Srishti. We must also take that position. Let as many thoughts come and go, how does it matter? Come to this point. Let as many roles, without me, the husband, wife, daughter, sister, brother, all these roles could not have been played. I am supporting all the roles, but I am much more than all the roles put together. We become miserable because we take one role and take it too seriously. But if our attention is always the alertness and vigilance that in my presence, I am the support of all, I am the foundation of all the roles that are being played, all the thoughts and all the emotions, all the personalities. The moment you take this position, all the what you call impact of those roles will become negated, will become important there and then, at least for that moment, till you have taken the position of consciously, not unconsciously, consciously. See? So we don't have to fight in our mind. I have to give up the wifehood, I have to give up the husbandhood, I have to give up the... When we start thinking like that, I have to give up, then frustration comes. Is it not my duty to do some things that I have to do? No, you decide who you are. Come to the clarity of who you really are. Are you only the father, daughter, sister? Or are you only the thinker or the feeler or the seer or the hearer? Or are you the one in whose presence all these are coming and going? And the moment you take that position, while I am even saying it, we are in that position right now. Nothing will affect us. You are immune to all, everything. The world cannot, the perceived world will not be able to touch you. perceived world will not be able to touch you. Today someone called, Swamiji, I got this job and I've been sacked from the job. I said, good, enjoy now. What will happen? Can you please pray? I said, I didn't ask you to take that job. I didn't ask you to take that job. Now what will happen? This will happen, that will happen. Whatever will happen, will happen. What can you do about it? If you are imagining that this might happen, that might happen. What may happen may be totally different. So till it does not happen, why you are worried? Be cool, man. Enjoy. Watch TV. Go for a walk. But whole day, from yesterday till today, Swamiji, I got such a thing, big, good salary I have lost. I have been retrenched. What will my wife? What will my wife think? And this and that. I said, why you are going into all that thinking? If cause and effect. Because I have lost the job, now wife will be the boss at home. She will dictate. She will do this. She will do that. Will I get a job or not? I am already getting old. What will happen? This, that. And they become, they think they're intelligent because they're thinking so seriously about all options. Swamiji, you will not understand. I said, then I don't understand. Then you don't have to call me then. Why did you call me? But they will not come to satsang. Afraid to change. They're happy in that loop. They call it the spice of life. Ups and downs and this and that and fights and arguments and divorces and marriages. This is the spice of life. Then don't complain then. Enjoy it fully. There are people who are doing it till they realize. See? Then the next question. What wrong did I do in my life to deserve this? What wrong did I do? I must have done some bad karma to be retrenched from the job. Keep at it. When you find out, you let me know. What else can I say? I can't say yes, I can't say no. Because I don't want his mind to go in that direction. It's the Lord's Leela. Take it like that. And if you think that it is because of some of your karmas, then improve. And correct yourself. Be alert with more intensity. But we are happy, cause and effect, cause and effect. We are not ready to take it as a Leela. Why, you know? Why you are not ready to take it as a Leela?
Scared.
Huh?
Scared.
No. Why you would be scared? It will be fantastic if Lord take care of everything. Then why are we not allowing Him to take care of everything?
We want to change things.
Huh?
Because
We want to always change things.
We want to change things.
You want it in your way, the way
You want it your way. You are scared of giving up control. It is an unimaginable thing that someone else is running your life. This is how people think. It is not that someone else is running your life, but this is how people will. God is above the clouds and He is running. Why? Because when they say, why did He give such situation in my life? Meaning, as if He is saying, Acha, this fellow has done this, let me sprinkle some chilies here. Or some obstacles here. He is not doing all that. Sun gives the sunlight to everyone. For the criminals also and for the devotees also. gives the sunlight means he's allowing the day to express. And in that daylight, all good and bad people express, isn't it? He's not saying, I will give light only to good people and bad people will not get the light. Are? He's not making that decision because from his point of view, there is no light also. Neither there is darkness nor there is light. So there is no cause and effect from his point of view. We are talking about cause and effect, remember this. From Ishvara's point of view, there is no cause and effect. The good and bad in the Lord's creation is only in our mind. I already talked about it. So if we can make our vision clear, if we can take the position instead of feeding, if she says, Swamiji, I'll come for Bhiksha tomorrow. She's a good play. She's a good one. She takes care of me. If another person doesn't call me, oh, he never called me forever. I think, what does he think or she thinks of herself? Creating duality, isn't it? Is it necessary to create that type of duality? So where is that duality? Where is that she is good and she is bad, or he is good or he is bad? This thing is good, this situation is good or bad? This experience is good or bad? Where is it? Is it in the God's creation or is it in your own bloody mind? And we become a victim of it by thinking we are intelligent. Think about it. Because we have misinterpreted the world. In the world, everything will be the way it is, isn't it? But we start labeling everything and everyone. The employee is like this, the boss is like this, the God is also like this. We don't spare him also. So in this way, not only that, Ishwar Dvaitam, the duality, is not an obstacle but a sadhakam cha, it is an asset. How is the duality created by the Lord an asset? Now your example is being given. Birth and death are not your creation. It's not Jiva Srishti. Birth and death is Ishvara Srishti. So it gives you an opportunity. If this lifetime you don't realize, next lifetime is there. An opportunity. Because there is reincarnation, birth and death is there. Therefore, you feel, oh, before death I can, if I come to know, that will be fantastic. See? If you had not got the birth, would you be even here wanting to know yourself? Contemplating on the self? This opportunity will not be there. Because, and secondly, the Mahatmas that come in our life, the saints and sages that come in our life, the gurus that come in our life. I know how Swamiji came into my life. I did not know him. I know many stories. Here in our class, I know her, how we came into each other's life. You to ask Louis, Satya Sai Baba, she could not go to India anymore, and she told one day that then I prayed to him that I want a teacher here, and next day she came to that yoga center where I was taking lectures, and she said, Swamiji, are you taking it? I said, here I am taking. Oh, okay. So close to her house. saints and sages, visions of the Lord, whether saints and sages come in your dream or they come physically in your presence. If they come, it is not because you deserved it. It is because it was their grace. It is not because of prarabdha. It is not because you have done some good karmas, so they have come into your life. No. Don't go into cause and effect. Good things happen in our life because it's the grace of the divine. Bad things also happen in our life because there is the grace of the divine. But we are foolish enough to put them into cause and effect. That's why I explain this vasanas and all that from time to time, subconscious impressions, cleansing of them. But personally, deeply, I don't go into too much of that. Why? More important is the divine. Not whatever you remember again and again, it becomes more important. So the coming of the Mahatmas in our life, it is in the Ishvara Srishti, it is in the Lord's creation, it is the grace of the Lord that even the name of the Lord is coming on our lips, the thought of the Lord is coming in our life, the picture of the Lord is coming in front of our eyes, that we are getting the opportunity to be in the company of Mahatmas. Let it be Ammachi, let it be Satya Sai Baba, let it be Shirdi Baba, let it be past, present, whatever the sages are there. Once I was in Melbourne, in Vrindavan, I was staying there, and one person, one sannyasini is there. She said, come. She's also a disciple of Swami Anubananji. She came and she showed me some places that I didn't know about Vrindavan, some special places, and she knew some Mahatma, and she took me to Mahatmas. And we went to one, I have the photograph in my room, and my grandfather had just passed away. Where is the photograph gone? Maybe inside. He had just passed away, and after that, few years, and then when I went there, looked exactly like, because he was my first teacher, looked exactly like him. And his on the side of his table, it is written, if you understand my silence, you will understand God. In the whole day, he will meet people only half an hour. Only half an hour. Even she has gone so many times, for half an hour you can sit, and if you are sitting and if he picks up prasad from here and gives it to you, you have to go immediately. You can't stay there. And first time I went, sat. I don't know why. Next, I was sitting there, so I just felt deeply inside. He put his hand out, so I held it. It was so soft and nice, like a butter. I was holding it. Then he put his hand up here, and his legs were there. I said, Swamiji, pair daba दूं? He never allows. He allowed me to press his feet, press his legs. And then there it is written, if you understand my silence, you will understand God. He is not speaking to anyone, but our question answers is going on. And he meets people only half an hour. And he says, I asked him, I said, Swamiji, if you are free tomorrow afternoon, I would like to clarify some more things. Can I come? He says, we will see. And next day he sent one of his workers, Swamiji bula rahe. 4 hours he sat with me after lunch. Took 1 hour break. He was already 65, 70 that time. Took half an hour break, came for half an hour. Within 15 minutes he sent everyone. He says, you wait. Then good 1 hour we had discussion. He sent 15 minutes. Then problem begins, when who is this fellow that he's getting so much time from Swamiji? But those 3-4 days, 2-3 weeks that I spent there, every day I used to go there. It was like nurturing, nourishing the soul, From where did he? I did not know him. Someone introduced. And this is how it happens. So why do Mahatmas come in our life? To confuse you? Or to give guidance? Or to declare that there is truth and that you are? Guidance is secondary. They are living specimens who have realized God, who have realized the self. They are living specimens. They act like the beacon that, hey, it is possible, man, we have done it. They never say that we have done it. In this lifetime we have done it. You can also. But are you ready to give up your obsessions? Are you ready to take that position of the observer of everything? What we have just talked about in the class. Just remember that all the time and that's it. Everything will start clicking slowly, 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 slowly. So this duality which is created by the Lord, it cannot be changed because it is created by the Lord. It cannot be removed, it cannot be challenged, and it cannot be destroyed. If nothing can be done about it, why you worry about it? Why the world is like this? Accept it. This is how it is. Then where is the issue? Issue is not in the world. The issue about that world, because of which all these questions are coming, is because how you are interpreting it in your mind. Can you do anything about the mountain? Can you do anything about the weather? Why is the lunar eclipse happening yesterday? Oh my God, now I have to throw everything from the fridge. This is the negative energy, this, that, blah, 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 goes on. Can you do anything about it? It's out of your control. Can you stop this lunar eclipse or the solar eclipse? Can you stop the sun from rising tomorrow? But these statements come now. Why the sun has come out so early? Now I will not get. I lost my 1 hour sleep. When the time changes. What can you do? It's how you interpret that situation. How you are interpreting the world. How you are interpreting the happenings in the world. You are not looking at it as the Leela of the divine. You are looking at it as good and bad. You are looking at it as evil and holy. So you want to kill. So you want to protect. There is no end to this except by becoming the witness. So therefore, the Ishvara, the duality which is created by the Ishvara is not an obstacle, it is an asset, and because it cannot be changed, removed, destroyed, etc., challenged, etc., therefore nothing can be done about it, so accept it, that it is like that. If you are born, you are going to die. But why did I get born? You are born, that's it. So in this way, now till here, so it was told that nothing can be done about the Ishvara Srishti, so accept it as it is. Don't react to it all the time. Now, from the next verse onwards, 43, the author proceeds to the Jiva Dvaita, which is to be rejected. So the Ishvara Srishti can be helpful in our journey, but the Jiva duality, the duality created by the Jiva, by the mind, for example, likes and dislikes, the joys and sorrows, all these they have to be destroyed. Desire for this and not desire for that. And then next day, exactly the opposite. Like some people, they divorce, go through the whole process because I don't know what I did. And after 1 year, again get married, same person. So many cases are there. So what is this? This is not Jiva, Ishwar Dvaita. This is Jiva Dvaita. This is individual. You created your likes and dislikes. After 1 year, you decide differently. So this Jiva Dvaita, the duality created by the Jiva, this has to be rejected, and how it is to be rejected again will be told in the next few verses. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.